Hey y'all. So, happy New Year's Day, by the way. I want to make a video talking about my junior year, where I left off from sophomore year. If you check out my videos, there's freshman year, sophomore year. Now I'm going to talk about my junior year of high school. So, if you watch my sophomore year, yeah, at the end of the year, this is when I lived in Iowa. When my sophomore year boyfriend and I broke up. I tell you all about that drama. So it was right at the beginning of junior year when we broke up, and I was homeschooled. And so right after we broke up, I pretty much went wild. Um, I started partying everywhere all the time. I was 15, and um, I was just doing my online school and partying. And pretty much right away, I kind of um, procrastinated on school. So right away, there was a bunch of it that I skipped and I just didn't do. So it ended up not even counting at the end of the year because I barely did any of it. But so yeah, I was just going out, smoking a lot of weed at the time, trying to get over him. I was really depressed. This is when I started to become uh, I don't know what the word is when you hook up with a lot of people, but this is when I started doing that. Just anybody who made me feel good, just wanted to numb myself. And so this was right before I turned 16. There's no time when I started seeing meth around for the first time. And the guys that I was hooking up with, a couple of them were doing it. And I had no idea that I was going to try it. Like, when I first started seeing it, it just shocked me because I had seen so much crazy stuff about it at school. I'd seen faces of meth, and it was nothing like what it was like when people were doing it. Like, they acted completely normal. Everybody just seemed happier and upbeat, and there was no. They were young guys, and they weren't. They didn't look old or anything. They didn't look damaged by it. They just looked normal. So, 16th birthday. Um, this is like 2 days before my birthday. My mom ended up asking me to go get a job. So I went to go get my first job at Godfather's Pizza. I got hired. So I started working, and I was dating this guy. He was a roofer. He was 19. My 16th birthday, uh, I ended up getting robbed that day. Some guy I met over the internet I was gonna buy weed from, and he ended up giving me a fake bag of weed. So I was pissed off. So the guy I was dating at the time threw a party for me, and it was my 16th birthday. So I got there, and we just smoked some weed, and we were drinking. There was like not that many people there. There's probably like 6 people there. Um, and all of a sudden they started passing around this weird looking bowl. It was like a light bulb. It was just looked like a light bulb, and they were lighting it weird. Like, they would light it from underneath instead of the hole. And I was like, what is that? He's like, meth. And I'm like, what? I was surprised, but it was only the third time I'd ever seen it. And they were like, try it, try it. I was like, no. I was very nervous. My heart skipped a beat as soon as I seen it. I was like, no way. So it got around the time for me to go home, and as I'm walking home, they end up pulling it out again to stop somewhere and smoke on the way walking me home, and this is when I tried it. So I took my first hit, and immediately I knew I was never coming back. All the endorphins, everything just rushed like one hit. As soon as I blew out, everything just woo, everything rushed through me. Felt so good, and I knew I don't know, immediately everything that I cared about came to my mind, and all the love that I felt just grew, and I just felt over the top, like extreme high, and I knew I had to have more. Um, so I came home. It was so crazy that night because the first time I tried it, I came home. As soon as I got inside, my mom was watching an intervention about meth. Right after I tried it, and I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. I started talking to her, and like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like she knew, but she didn't know, but just that happened. Like, life is funny like that. Um, so yeah, I think, I don't know, she didn't suspect anything. I was just talking to her. I was like, wow. She was like, yeah, don't ever do this though, Tara. See what happens. I don't know. I've been hearing a lot about meth in this town lately. I'm just worried about you, but I don't think you would do it. But anyways, yeah. So as soon as I tried it, I got into it heavy, and the guy I was dating at the time, like 2 weeks after that, we broke up because he didn't even want to be doing it, and I like went hard. I was like, that was all I cared about immediately. We ended up breaking up, and I was just sitting at home every day staring at my computer screen waiting for the dealer to get online. I'm talking hours, like 12 hours at a time, like. And when I first started, it was like, it would be like one bowl would get me high for 3 days. And this is when I started having problems at work. Immediately, my first job, like, I would be too high to stay, and like I just wanted to leave and just sit at home and get high. And this is when I started stealing money from my mom. She never caught me, but yeah, I was stealing money for anything I could. I was pawning stuff, giving it to people older than me to pawn. This is when I started sneaking people in my house. I would sneak different guys in my room for like days at a time and have meth parties. Um, yeah, so that went on for 6 months. I didn't finish school. It was crazy. All that time I could have finished school, but I never told my mom. She didn't find out like that time. Um, I didn't tell my family about it until next year, a year later. But yeah, so at the end of the year, December, when it was time for the semester to change, since I wasn't doing good in school, my mom was like, you can move back to Tennessee with your dad's side of the family and try to go back to school again, like real school. So yeah, I ended up quitting and I went back home um, for the second half of the year. And the second half of the year, my best friend moved in with me from Tennessee. She moved in with me and we went to school together. She's 2 years older than me. But so yeah, no, she was a year older. She's 2 years older than me, but she was a grade older than me. So that was nice to have her. And it helped me get over the meth and for that time of the year. And I did really good in school. I was taking karate classes for 6 months. I just did school, I was taking karate, and I was going to Scientology because my grandmother's a Scientologist. I was taking Scientology classes, and that was cool. So that whole 6 months, I didn't do meth, and then I started dating this guy that I met at the hookah bar, because me and my friends always used to go to the hookah bar on the weekends after school, because you didn't have to be 18 to get in. That was just what everybody did. And I met this guy, and my family really liked him. He was 20. He was very attractive. He looked just like Tarzan. But yeah. So I was dating him and I was really attached to him for a while. We were together for like 2 months, 3 months. And then for the summertime, since I did good in school, my mom was like, you can come back up here for the summer, and then we'll see what happens. You can decide if you want to try to do school again here or if you want to go back to Nashville. But that'll be next video, my senior year. So I ended up going back up there for the summer, and pretty much I relapsed, and I'll put all that in the next video. But thank you for watching.